I'm testing 3 medium coverage drugstore foundations to see how they wear all day. Hi, I'm GloryB, and this is GloryB-TV, a lifestyle channel for mature women who want to look fabulous, feel amazing, and age gracefully. Well, in this video, I'm testing 3 drugstore brands of medium coverage foundation. They're all from L'Oreal, as it turns out. First, the Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation, which comes in a tube. The L'Oreal True Match Lumi, which comes in a glass bottle with a pump. And then last, their Magic Skin Beautifier BB Cream, which comes in a tube. Now, all the products are going to be in the description box below the video, these plus other products that I'm wearing. And to get to the description box, if you're watching on a phone, you want to go below the video and tap the little V. That opens the description box so you can scroll through and see all the products and everything else that I linked down there. If you're watching on a computer, go below the video. On the left side, you'll see the word show more. Click those words, show more, and that opens the description box and you can scroll through and see the products and all kinds of other things that I link in the box, because it's a very big description box, so we can put a lot of information down there. Now, I'm 62 years old at this time. I recently had cataract surgery on both eyes, 2 weeks apart, one eye then the other, and I've been having to put in a lot of drops in my eyes following, so I'm getting a lot of residue and stuff like that. So it's been an interesting time. So I decided to test a bunch of the foundations I have, just grouping them into medium coverage or full coverage, drugstore or high end. So this one's a drugstore on the medium coverage. And in these videos, I'm either testing 2 or 3. We look at them during the middle of the afternoon and then in the evening. But we start with me applying them, and this time I'm not using my under eye corrector, which is driving me crazy because I like my under eye corrector, but I just want to see how these foundations perform throughout the day without an under eye corrector. I am using a concealer afterward, which in a few of the videos in the very first scenario, I show you how I apply that and how I set it. And then I do all my other makeup off camera. But I want you to see how all of these products go on, and we'll get started with the L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation. Today's foundation is a L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation. It has some sunscreen in it, but I still apply my own sunscreen. This is in the color Rose Ivory, number 15. It's a little bit thin. Yeah, it shakes. It's a good idea to shake it. So it comes out in a tube, and I'm going to dot it on. I didn't use the under eye corrector that I normally use. We're just going to try it without it. But I will be putting on a concealer. I'm going to do it off camera because I forgot to bring it with me. The concealer I'll use is the Tarte Shape Tape, and I'll use a sponge with the concealer. But I'm going to use a brush to buff this out. My faithful e.l.f. brush that's flat. All right, let's see how good of a job I did. I'm going to use my 10X mirror and make sure that it's smooth. It looks pretty good on the pores. Get it on my nose. I'm especially looking in this area. A little bit above here I have some pores, but you know that place where if it doesn't sit right, it sits right on top of the skin, right on top of the pores. So let's get some close-up with my iPhone. so that you can see the pores right after it's applied. Try to get the light really bright. And in the next clip, I will have all my makeup on. Well, here I am with a full face of makeup. Now, up close, it still looks really good. When I was in my bathroom, like doing my hair and that, I have LED lights now where we had halogen and switched them to LD. So the lighting in there doesn't make anybody look good. So it makes everything look good. So this was looking a little bit yellow to me, but I'm not seeing it here as much. Or even if I use a mirror that's a little more, let's see, this is a 5X mirror. I mean, it looks okay. And it's not settling in my pores, which is great because, yeah, that's not a good look. So my next clip will be later this afternoon. Hopefully, it's kind of cloudy outside today, but hopefully with some daylight, so we'll really see it with my iPhone. Well, I got busy editing a video and I completely forgot to check outside. So here we are. I wanted to get it in daylight. Oh my gosh. I have to learn to set reminders and actually make myself do it. So I'll record a little bit on my phone close up. I've noticed in the editing, the phone is not my friend. HD on an iPhone is not my friend. Here we go. All right. So we get some close up, you know, around the cheek area. And, it looks okay. I mean, it's not as good as maybe my high end, but for a drugstore brand, it's not bad. And, you know, from this distance, it seems to be okay. So, you know, check out the price on this. All products are linked in the description box below the video. And see if it's something that you like. You know, the tube is kind of small and you're not going to get as much out of it as you do with a glass bottle. But anyway, I think it's decent for the price and for a L'Oreal at a drugstore. But the other two that I'm showing in this video, of course, are L'Oreal 2. And the next one that I'm going to show is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. So the Lumi is a little bit of luminescence. So let's look at that one next. My skin is ready and I've got my L'Oreal True Match Lumi. Now this one, I wanted it in the cool color, in the lightest cool color. They don't make it. And I told them, hey, what's up with that? So I had to buy the neutral. So for me, it comes out a little bit orangey. It's in a pump. It doesn't need to be shaken because it's pretty thick in there. So I'm just going to do a couple pumps and I'm going to dot it on my skin. Oh, okay, it's a little drippy. And just like the set of videos I'm doing, I'm not doing my under eye corrector, which in some of those close-up shots and some of these other video clips with my foundation, when I use my phone up close, ooh, HD isn't my friend. So I'm going to get it as close as I can and then go over it with my trusty brush. And I like to use a brush. I call it a stipple brush because in painting, stipple brushes have the flat end. This is from e.l.f. It is in the description box. So I'm just giving it a good buff. I like to get it all around the edges of my face. Nose, eyebrows, and then just go down my neck a little bit. I purposely wore something that was a little more, had the neck open, even though it's winter. So by the end of the day, you might not see me wearing this. All right, I want to see this close up. especially around the eyes. And of course, my first check is my larger pores on either side of my nose. And it looks pretty good. When I've worn this foundation in the past, I have liked how I look later in the day. Of course, not close up, but just, you know, from a distance as I'm passing a mirror or what have you. So let's get some close up. But what I want to do, instead of my iPhone, I want to use my camera. So let's zoom in. All right, I really panned in so you can see my forehead. I'll stretch a little bit. You can see around the sides of my nose without getting way too close there like I do with my cell phone. All right, so now in the next clip, I'm going to have a full face of makeup. So here's the full face of makeup close up, and now I'll pan out. And here it is panned out if I look with a close mirror. So that looks really good actually right now. So it's only 9:30. So I have set my alarm on my phone to ring at 3 o'clock. So I'll get some close up. I'll use my phone for that in some daylight, and that will be the next clip. All right, here I am. It's 3 o'clock. I'm in front of a window, and we'll see how this L'Oreal True Match Lumi looks on the forehead and that. Again, my vision isn't that great. I'm gonna have to see this in the editor when I'm wearing reading glasses. So in the chin, and then next, it'll be later tonight, and I'll give you my full opinion. It's about 6:15 in the evening, and I just checked my skin in my makeup mirror, the 10X with the lights mirror like this one, and it's looking okay. It is grabbing a couple little dry spots that I have over here that I didn't notice before, which foundation will do sometime. And I also was just wearing reading glasses in front of my computer for a while, so that's why I have that indentation in here. It's looking, well, on this side, it's looking a little bit cakey. I don't know if you can see that. I didn't pull my iPhone out here. And a tiny bit cakey in here. So let's pan back for a moment. All right, so that's panned back. It still has some luminosity, which I kind of like, which, you know, True Match Lumi. So I like this one for a drugstore brand because during the day, I think as long as no one's real close to me, I think it just gives a nice look. It's not shiny, but it gives a nice little tiny glow. And that's what I like. So, and I think I can get away with it not being the cool color, being the neutral. Even though when I first put it on, when I first bought it, I thought it looked orangey coming out of the bottle. I think it goes on okay. It doesn't look too orangey on my face. So next we're going to do a L'Oreal BB cream. My skin is ready for the L'Oreal BB cream. Now all of these, no matter what color you buy them in, they all come out white out of the tube, but once they're on your skin, they get to the color that you want. So you'll see when I take this out, you see how white that is? Yeah, it's very white. And this should be interesting without the corrector on under the eyes. So I'm also going to use my brush with this one. So yeah, you see how that's turning away from being white. And now I'm ready for the brush. And depending on how this looks, I might add a little bit more. Some BB creams I've been sent by other companies especially those made in Korea or Japan, actually are more like a full coverage foundation. I think they call them BB cream because they put a sunscreen in them, but yeah, so I'm not demoing any of those in this series because I don't think it's medium coverage. All right, let's see what okay. Yeah, it's medium to light coverage. So if you want a light coverage, this is one of my favorite BB creams. I especially like wearing this in the summer. I don't skip sunscreen in the day, any day. Even if I'm wearing a BB cream or a foundation that has sunscreen, I always put my sunscreen on. All right. My favorite is the Paula's Choice. Maybe I'll link it below. I gotta write a note. So in the description box below, I'll have my favorite Paula's Choice full spectrum physical mineral sunscreen for the face that I wear every day, 365 days a year, rain or shine, or cold, or even if I'm going to be inside. All right, so I like how this is looking. I'll go ahead and use my phone for this. It really makes my under eyes look scary when I'm up this close with the phone. But I want you to see the pores, and it's not grabbing the dry spots on this side like the last foundation did later in the day. But in the next clip, I'll have all of my makeup on. Here's the close-up look with the BB cream. And here it is further away. So you see, even though it's a lighter coverage, I'd say it's the lightest out of all of the medium coverage foundations or BB creams that I have, it still gives a nice coverage. But let's look at it later in the day. I am going to set an alarm again for about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, it's cold out again today, so I won't go outside, but I'm right by a window. It's about 3 o'clock. I just checked in my 10x mirror in my makeup mirror, and it looked really good. I mean, there's nothing settling into pores. There's not the dryness that I saw last night from the other foundation around here. So yeah, it's really impressive for a BB cream. And you know, when I stand back or even when I'm close, compared to the other medium coverage foundations in the series, or even a full coverage, it's not bad. You know, I was a freckle-faced kid, and now I have some age spots. So yeah, so if you're looking for a BB cream, so far, this is really looking good. Now it's about 7:15 in the evening. I just checked my skin in my makeup mirror with my 10x, but I am going to give you some footage close up here, even though I don't like how I look close up in my cell phone. So I'm getting a little bit of cakiness in here. But for being in the evening, I mean, it's not really getting into my forehead lines much at all. And for being a BB cream, I think it's really lasting. Now, most of the time in evenings, I don't check my skin close up to see how my makeup performs. So this has been a good exercise for me to check on all of these. So getting back to the Serum foundation, the Lumi, and the BB cream, I mean, you've seen how they performed on my 62-year-old skin. And now you might have a better idea of which ones you want to try. Maybe you want to try all three and use them at different times for different reasons. But, you know, at least you have an idea of what it looks like on my skin, which is more normal with a little bit of dry and, of course, the aging with the fine lines. So make sure you check the description box below the video for all the products, including the other makeup I'm wearing in each of the different after scenarios. And then check out one of the other videos about my foundation tests by tapping one of its images on the right side of your screen. And I'll see you in the next video.